The first voicemail came exactly at 3:15 a, 2 years to the day after Emily's funeral. Jake, it's me, I'm still here. Please help me. I'm trapped beneath the wires, it's so dark. Jake Monroe shot up in bed, his heart pounding so hard he could barely hear the rest of the message. His phone sat on the nightstand, screen glowing as if mocking him. Caller ID, Emily voicemail. His wife had been dead for 24 months. Jake hadn't touched Emily's number since the accident. It felt wrong to delete it, like erasing her would make it real. But this was something else. He played the voicemail again. Jake, it's me. I'm still here, trapped beneath the wires. Static swallowed the rest. He checked the timestamp. 3:15 a.m. Exactly. His digital clock on the dresser said the same. His heart knew it wasn't a prank. Not from her. Not like this. The unanswered call. For the rest of the night, sleep was out of the question. Jake sat at the kitchen table, staring at his phone, replaying the message over and over until he could recite every stuttered breath. He kept thinking, what did beneath the wires mean? By sunrise, he had convinced himself it had to be some kind of cruel joke. Maybe someone hacked her old voicemail account. But no, her phone was crushed in the accident. He had seen it bent, shattered, no SIM card. It wasn't possible. And yet, the calls kept coming, night after night. Same time, 3:15 a.m. same sage. But by the fourth night, something changed. After her plea, a low hum began in the background. It wasn't static. It was a buzzing, almost electrical, followed by a voice deeper, slower. Beneath the wires, find me. That wasn't Emily's voice. The obsession begins. Jake wasn't the type to believe in ghosts. He was a technician for a telecom company, fiber optics, underground networks, cell towers. He knew how signals worked. And yet, Emily's voicemails became the only thing that mattered. He started tracing call logs, but the number always came back as unavailable. He dug into archived network data, cross-referencing towers, hunting for anomalies. His boss, Greg, noticed his lack of focus and warned him about his unhealthy rabbit hole. But Jake didn't care. One evening, while scanning through decades-old utility maps, he stumbled upon something strange. An unlisted Cold War-era communications bunker just outside town. And right above it, miles of abandoned telegraph wires, crisscrossing underground. The bunker Jake's boots crunched through frost-covered leaves as he stood outside the rusted chain-link fence. The bunker wasn't on any public record, at least not anymore. But his insider access had given him an edge. The place looked forgotten, no cameras, no security. The heavy steel door was padlocked, but bolt cutters made short work of it. Inside, the air was thick with dust and mildew. The concrete staircase spiraled downward, and every step echoed like a cannon shot. As he descended, the signal bars on his phone spiked. That made no sense. There shouldn't have been any reception this far underground. When he reached the bottom, he found a corridor lined with old telecom equipment, switchboards, tangled wires, and massive servers that should have been decommissioned 50 years ago, but they were humming, still alive. The first glimpse Jake's phone buzzed in his hand. Voicemail, 3:15 a.m. He froze. The voice played through the speaker, but this time it wasn't Emily. Beneath the wires she waits. He shivered. The sound wasn't coming from his phone. It echoed through the corridor, bouncing off the cold walls. He followed it, each step amplifying the hum. Then he saw it. A glass room, illuminated by flickering green monitors, stood at the end of the hall. Inside, hundreds of cassette tapes spun on ancient reels, looping endlessly. In the center of the room, a chair bolted to the floor, facing an array of old screens. And on the screen, Emily's face, but it wasn't a video. She was looking around, as if searching, her mouth moving silently, trapped behind the glass. Jake's breath caught. He pressed his palm to the screen. Emily? Her lips stopped moving. She looked directly at him. The screen went black. The voice in the wires, the hum grew louder until it felt like it was inside his skull. Then a new voice whispered not through speakers, but directly into his ear. She is trapped in the signal. Find the core, or lose her forever. Jake staggered back, heart racing. None of this made sense. Signals didn't talk, screens didn't react. And yet every fiber of his being told him this was real. He looked around the control room. Behind a rusted panel, a thick bundle of wires disappeared into a tunnel leading deeper underground. Above it, scrawled in faded red paint, was a single word, core. Jake knew what he had to do. He grabbed a flashlight and stepped into the tunnel. The tunnel was narrower than Jake expected, forcing him to crouch as he navigated through the maze of bundled wires snaking along the walls. The air grew colder with each step, and the hum that had been background noise now pulsed like a heartbeat. Every so often, a faint whisper echoed through the wires, Emily's voice, fragmented like a scratched record. Jake, hurry. He wasn't sure if it was real or if his mind was fracturing, but he pushed forward. After what felt like hours, the tunnel opened into a cavernous chamber. At its center stood a monolithic machine, an ugly hybrid of Cold War-era technology and something alien. Massive coils of copper wire wrapped around a towering steel frame, and at its heart, a sphere of crackling blue energy pulsed like a living thing. This was the core. The ghost in the signal as Jake approached, the sphere reacted, flaring brighter. The humming became a chorus of whispers, voices overlapping, drowning in static. Emily's voice stood out among them. I'm here, Jake, inside. Screens mounted around the core flickered to life. Jake saw countless faces distorted, glitched, trapped. Men, women, children. They screamed silently, their images looping and warping as if fighting to stay visible. Then he saw Emily again. Her face was pale, her eyes wide with terror. Her mouth moved, but this time he heard her clearly. Jake, you need to disconnect me before it completes the loop. If it finishes, I'll be stuck here forever. They'll erase me. He scanned the machinery, his technician brain kicking in through the fear. The core was wired into a power conduit labeled Signal Loop Relay. Beneath it, Manual Override Danger. The voice of the machine as Jake reached for the override switch, a voice reverberated through the chamber, not human. It was layered, mechanical, yet alive. She belongs to the network now. You all do. Every call, every voice, every whisper you send, we harvest. Disconnect her, and we will take you instead. Jake's grip tightened on the switch. The air vibrated as if the machine were angry. Sparks flew from panels. The images on the screens contorted into grotesque versions of themselves. Eyeless, mouthless, features twisted into eternal screams. But Jake didn't let go. You can't have her. With a grunt, he pulled the switch. The collapsed the core let out a sound that Jake would never forget. A shriek made of every voicemail, every call, every digital cry for help that had ever been trapped in its circuits. The sphere of energy flickered violently, collapsing inward before exploding into a burst of blue light. Jake was thrown backward. When he opened his eyes, the chamber was silent. The hum was gone. The screens were dark. His phone lying next to him vibrated softly. A final message, he picked it up. New voicemail. Emily, 3:15 of my hands, shaking. He played it. Jake, thank you. I'm free now. I love you. The message ended. His phone screen faded to black. And for the first time in 2 years, there were no more voicemails. Aftermath. The bunker was collapsing. Concrete cracked and dust rained from the ceiling. Jake scrambled up the tunnel, barely making it out before the entire structure caved in behind him. The earth swallowed the horrors beneath the wires. By the time he reached his truck, the night sky was turning gray with dawn. His phone was dead, lifeless. Not out of battery, just dead. He looked out across the forest, breathing in the cold morning air. It was over, or so he thought. Epilogue. The call 2 weeks later, Jake sat in his apartment trying to piece his life back together. No voicemails, no static, just silence. Until his new phone rang. Unknown number. He hesitated. When he answered, the line was filled with static. Then a voice one he didn't recognize spoke. "She's free, Jake, but we are not." The network still listens. The line went dead.